Good morning. Welcome back to Granted Gardens. My name is Melissa, and today is harvesting day. First stop is the blueberries. Not quite as loaded as our first bush was, but still awfully tasty. Let's go check on the baby chicks. Alright, now we need to go say good morning to the garden. It's that time of the summer where things are really starting to take off, getting a little out of control. Other things are starting to die back just from the heat and the fact that they've been cranking it out all summer long. So we've been starting to plan and prepare for our fall garden. We really do hope to get that in like ASAP. We talked a little bit about doing it like the last couple weekends, and it hasn't happened yet. So but what we have started to do is prep. So you can see behind me, this was my beautiful backdrop that I always joke about in my videos of my scarlet runner beans that just had this gorgeous back setting for videos. They're gone. We did, however, have a cucamelon plant volunteer, so you can see him completely taking off. That one cucamelon plant will not have a problem covering this whole arch if I decide not to plant anything else there. So we'll see. Checking in on the peppers. I mean, he's probably ready. This one's probably ready, but we can give them just one more day. What I've noticed with peppers is that when they're ready, you can usually just pull back a little bit on their stem and they'll just pop right off. So this one isn't popping right off yet. We'll leave them on there for another day or so. Banana peppers. I see banana peppers. That can be picked. Yum. This is one of the last of our squash plants that we still have up. He's very sick, but we were leaving him up in hopes that we could get this to ripen, which is definitely starting to turn color, so fairly soon we'll rip this out. I have zero regrets for the decisions that we made to plant stuff along the fence line this year. Zero regrets. It's beautiful. Good morning, Nikas. Are you watching the babies? She realized that that is the closest that she can get to the babies, is this little nook over here. So that's probably exactly where we'll be able to find her until they get a little bit bigger and come out. This is probably a section I don't really show you guys too much. It's a little decrepit at the moment, but we put up this cute little mirror, and it's right next to the chickens. I do plan on clearing this out so that we can actually see the chickens again, but I like this little space. I think it's very cute. So here are Brussels. The Brussels sprouts are coming along beautifully. This is exciting for us because this is the first time we've ever grown these. I am seeing lots of poopies. I'm not seeing worms. Oh yes, I am. There they are. We gotta do something about that. The Brussels sprouts really haven't been too much work for us. I think we've sprayed maybe once or twice and they've done just fine. Meanwhile, can we talk loofah gourds? Here you can see just a bitty little baby. Note that this is the end of the plant. Comes from all the way over there. And you can see all the flowers, and the bees just love them. Look at all those flowers. They're beautiful. All the way up over the arch. So I think 2 weeks back, I showed you guys our first like loofah that was starting to grow. This is it. They get big really, really quickly. Isn't that awesome? And I see quite a few of them hanging over the arches as well. So this might turn out to be a good loofah year for us. These are my tomatoes. We got some starting to turn colors. We had a storm come through and knock down some of my plants. I've not had a chance to put them back up, quite frankly. It's just the jungle in there. And if I try to crawl in at this point, I end up breaking stuff. So I might ride this one out. But we've got some pretty good sized fruits on here. I'm excited. So for the tomatoes this year, I had gone and purchased some like stretchy tape. I've used this in the past and it's worked just fine. I think I got this one from the dollar store though, as opposed to like getting it from a garden center. And the stretchy tape does not hold the branches, it just snaps so easily. And so a ton of time that I spent tying these tomatoes up this year was a complete waste of time because the tape just snapped like within a few hours of me doing it. So I did have to go out and get different types of tie-up, and I did, and then I've been coming out and addressing it like a little bit at a time. But like I said, at this point, things are so overgrown that even if I try to crawl back there, I'm gonna end up breaking branches and knocking off fruit, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I think that at this point, we're just kind of letting this one ride. Alright, so this is our sugar baby watermelon. He's a little thirsty. We're gonna have to work on this a little bit. I think, actually that might not be thirst. Okay, so here's the backstory here. We had 2 really big melons that were on this plant, and Tyler kept telling me, we have to go tie those up, we have to go tie those up, we have to go tie those up. And I waited, and one of them fell off. So I don't know like exactly how ready this one is, but it's off the vine, so we harvest it. Oh man, that's big. Pretty large. So I'm thinking that this sad little branch is not thirsty but broken somewhere, because the rest of it looks fine. Anyways, so here is our solution to the problem. I took old masks, these like, you know, early 2020 masks, the little felt ones, and just used them as a hammock. So hopefully this one will last a little longer on the vine. So down here, things look pretty dead and dying. Up here, we still got 2 fruit. So we're trying to get these guys to turn quickly before we have to rip this out. Now, question, and I might already have my own answer. Are those eggs? What is that? And there's a bug on it. And it's like dripping that. I don't think that juice is from the plant. I believe that is from something else. Look at the top of this one. This year, squash bugs became my absolute nemesis. My least favorite bug in the garden, hands down. They aren't even cute. They're nasty looking, and they are just everywhere, and there's so many of them. So I need to do homework on whatever the heck that is. I might have to pick these and pull them early because that just looks nasty. These are our kohlrabies. That one definitely looks like it's ready to pull. This one might be ready to pull. This one can get a little bit bigger still. And then things look pretty bare over here. And that's because they are. Pulled all of the cucumbers. Those are done for the year. Quite frankly, we have enough pickles to last us like easily for a year, if not longer. So I was talking to Tyler and I was like, I might just direct sow some cucumbers. And then I was like, you know what? We really don't need any more. So I don't know, best case scenario, I might put like 1 plant in for a slicer because I really didn't get that many slicers this year. The majority of everything that I had were pickling cucumbers. But other than that, I think we're gonna use the space for something else. Just not quite sure what that something else is gonna be yet. Looking at this, it just looks like a wild, tangled mess. And then here, bare and empty. It's kind of sad right now. But what we have to look forward to is a fall garden, which is good. So we still get another round out of all of this. But, you know, looking at it like it is right now, you would never believe how much food we've gotten out of this, how much joy it's brought us. I do love the garden. Okay, we're on the deck because we've got some tomatoes to pick. Would y'all believe me if I told you that I have yet to have a tomato sandwich this year? I'm waiting until I can have my own tomatoes. And we haven't had big slicers yet, so let's see what we got. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm sitting here. I have to take a moment and just soak up this butterfly bush. Tyler and I decided to put this in, I think it was last year. And I wanted it close to the deck so that when we were sitting on the deck, we could just look over and watch the butterflies. And oh, can we. Check out this ox heart. It's not quite ready. Actually, he might be. He's got a split. All right, we're taking him. Look at that. Nice. the Oxheart tomatoes we actually decided to grow this year because I really wanted to focus on making like sauces and making salsa, and these are supposed to be really great for that because they don't have as much like jelly stuff in them. This little Lowe's tomato plant that I got, was it Candyland, I think was the name of it, is prolific as all get out. Like, thank you Lowe's. This was an awesome freebie. I have to pick from these every day. And it's pretty cool. These are gonna go in with the blueberries so that we don't lose them. I just want to point out, these are the fall crop zucchini. So we just planted these, I don't know, like a week or two ago. Look how big they are already. So we will definitely be getting zucchini here before we know it. Zucchini is a great fall crop because it does have such a quick turnaround time. When you're planning for fall, you just want to make sure that you have enough days before your first frost date to be able to harvest your fruit. So zucchinis here, like they just take off and they have a really fast turnaround time, so I'm not worried at all. And did you notice that I strategically placed myself to share the screen with my little buddy? Isn't he awesome? I love him. I actually got him from the Roots and Refuge Christmas gift exchange. So if you were the one that got him for me, thank you. I love him. All right, and we're gonna check in on this eggplant. Still pretty shiny. So I'm waiting for it to dull out and to get, I don't know, I think a little squishy. I don't know, is it squishy? I don't know. It still doesn't look very dull though. And again, you know, the snap test doesn't really want to snap off, so we'll let it go a little bit longer, but it shouldn't be too long. More of these Tiny Tim tomatoes. If I have not said it enough, I love this plant. Tiny Tim tomatoes are the way to go. Do it. Honestly, at this point, if I wanted a tomato sandwich bad enough, I really could have just made it out of tiny tomatoes. But there's just something so rewarding about your first big tomato. Putting on a sandwich, taking a bite out of it. It's like a rite of passage. There's the sun. Good morning, sun. It's getting hot. I've been waiting on this one here for days. Nice sized tomato. Tomato sandwiches are my future. Here's another one. Yum. Good morning. All right, now we're gonna circle around to the front yard. This basket is getting heavy. We've got peppers, some cayenne, Alright, well, it's getting hot out here, but I think that that is a stellar harvest for the day. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me. I figured I would end this shot with these absolutely beautiful flowers behind me. This is my cottage garden. We don't spend much time out here because there's not much to harvest, but I do make a lot of bouquets from this garden. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.